This coming up is my brother friend Scott's talk for neighborhood defense groups up in Richland County, Ohio. Neighborhood defense groups are citizens with their Second Amendment right to bear arms. When arms are outlawed, only outlaws will have arms. These are law-abiding citizens under some loose direction from Oath Keepers, which is military and police, abiding by the Constitution, not going along with the New World Order. I've known Scott for a couple years now. We don't get along on everything, but what's in common, the common good, common welfare, is what keeps us together. It's security against the gangs and the government. If you're aware of what's going on, then you'll find this pertinent to your situation. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. The esoteric people say to visualize our victory. The practical people say to manifest our victory. And I think with both of those going for us, we will achieve victory. It's not going to be easy. They've been planning this a long time. And Scott's given a overview and bringing everybody up to speed as to how dire the situation and how complex it is. And his sheriff's on board, his county commissioners are pretty much on board. The health commissar is not on board. I've been indoctrinated by the World Health Organization. If you know about their owl, the satanic owl thing. Not all owls are satanic, but so thanks for checking it out. God bless you. Peaceful legal revolution. Stand your ground. Die with your boots on rather than living on your knees. God bless.
A cannibalistic event, I call it, of there's no money, we're desperate, we got to find it somewhere, banks full, banks collapse. There will be mass banks collapse. Just like in 1929 and through the 30s. Does anybody see a similarity between the 1920s and the 1990s and the 2000s? The Roaring 20s. You had easy money, easy takes in the stock market. You had the huge leverage. You could buy a stock for very little and have a, 90, 100, 200% leverage on the thing and make all kinds of money. Everybody was making big bucks. Well, there was a bubble that was pumped up, and it burst in 1929, the crash of October. And after that, we sank into a national depression. It was the worst in our history. The one that's coming, going back to the 90s and early 2000s, we have the same kind of pumping up, but in different sectors. We've had bubbles being pumped up in the mortgage industry. We had the easy loans for mortgages and ridiculous loans for anybody and anything imaginable. Now the chickens are coming home to roost. People can't pay their mortgages. That started the cascade of bank failures. Again, maybe a little different venue than in 1929, but the same process is occurring now. They want to sink America into a depression, and it's coming. It's going to be a lot worse than 1929 and the 30s. By the way, how did they basically get out of the depression of the 30s? War. Right, very good. Got some astute historians in here. World War II. What's happening in Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Turkey? India, Pakistan. Notice these little brush fires starting up a lot lately, very regularly. Same kind of things happened before World War I and World War II. They're getting ready, folks. Same thing. So history is repeating itself right now, and we're all sitting on our hands, just like the Germans, Chinese, and Russians do. And we'll only have ourselves to blame when the stormtroopers come to restore public order and take your firearms and everything else. Yeah, after I'm dead, you know, you always hear these Second Amendment supporters, the gun voters say, I want them. Yeah, out of my dead finger, you know, you're going to pull my gun. You know, that's okay, real macho talk and all. But you know when it happens, you're not going to last too long against a couple SWAT teams. You're going to look like Swiss cheese.
Everybody gets one, it'll slow it down.
Exactly. But we've got to organize to make it effective. If we don't organize, we're virtually defenseless, folks. We're helpless. Now, exactly. And again, folks, let me make something really crystal clear. We're talking about pure defensive activity here. If anybody comes to you in this meeting, and I want to know this, and I want you to point him out. If there's anybody in this meeting that comes up to you and says, hey, let's overthrow the government. Hey, let's go do something. Let's go shoot this guy. I want you to report that guy to me immediately, because we do not believe in anything violent like that. That's totally against what we're about. We're totally defensive as an organization. We are defending our Second and Fourth Amendment rights totally. And we will not tolerate plants, agent provocateurs, people like that that try to give us a false reputation and paint us in a bad light in the public eye. Because this, folks, is the baker, the candlestick maker, the blacksmith. This is all you guys. The homemaker. I mean, this is bedrock America we're talking about here. We're not talking about a bunch of crazies or anybody that wants to go to Washington, D.C. and do whatever. No. That wouldn't do any good anyway, because you need the people. You need the consensus. There has to be a mind change in the consensus of the people to get a real change done in your government. Okay? A handful of people isn't going to do it. Just like the Revolutionary War. You had about 5% of the colonies that actually did something in the Revolutionary War, that actually stood up and took part in resisting the crown. Okay? The rest, everybody pretty much sat in their hands, and then some were actually, with the redcoats. But it didn't take too many to start the ball rolling and to see these local committees of safety turn into local militias, and then the local militias coalesce into bigger things, ending up with the Continental Army. So this is the kind of thing that starts small and gets big. But again, our founding fathers did not do anything, any violent activity, unless they were first pushed into a corner. Everybody remembers the story of Lexington Concord, right? Well, to remind you, the British decided that they didn't like the colonies collecting firearms and munitions. And it looked kind of scary to them. So what they wanted to do was go to Lexington Concord and raid those ammo dumps, those supply locations. Of course, our Minutemen found out about that and said, right here, right now, we're drawing the line. Not stepping over it. Then the shot heard around the world happened in Lexington. Folks, we don't want that to happen. But if you don't draw the line here and now, we're going to have ourselves an America with a K in not too many years. We are going to have a USSA. And I don't think anybody wants that. Not a patriots anyway. So we need to get organized. We need to do that now and before it's too late.